Hey everybody, David Yang here. So today we're going to talk about something that sounds boring, but is actually one of the most powerful tools in real estate development. And I'm talking about the 4% low income housing tax credit. Now, if you've ever heard of that term and immediately checked out, you're not alone. I was like that too. But if you care about real estate development or housing policy, this is something you should understand. And I promise I'll explain it like a normal human being. Now, before we jump in, if you like real estate content that actually explains how things work, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. It helps the channel a lot and it lets me know to keep making content like this. All right, let's start at the beginning. At its core, the 4% LIHTC is a federal tax credit program. It's not a grant, it's not a loan, and it's definitely not free money. Instead, it's the federal government saying if you build housing that stays affordable long term, we'll reward that project with tax credits. And those credits are issued over a 10-year period. Now, that sounds abstract, so let's talk about why a program like this actually exists in the first place. Here's the fundamental problem. Affordable housing are capped by design, but development costs are not. Land is expensive, construction is expensive, and financing is expensive. In a market rate project, you can raise rents when costs go up. But in affordable housing, you don't have that option. So without some kind of tool to bridge that gap, these projects simply wouldn't get built. That's the problem the 4% LIHTC is designed to solve. So the next question becomes, how do tax credits actually fix the math? This is the part most people never hear explained clearly. The tax credits don't just sit on a spreadsheet, they're sold to investors, usually banks or large institutions. These investors pay cash upfront in exchange for the tax benefits. That cash becomes equity in the project, and equity is critical because it replaces debt. Less debt means a smaller loan payment, lower break-even rents, and a project that can actually function with rent caps. That's the engine that makes the whole thing run. Now let's clear up one common point of confusion. You'll often hear people talk about LIHTC programs, the 9% program and the 4% program. Now, the 4% LIHTC is paired with tax-exempt bonds and is typically used for large developments. It has fewer allocation limits than the 9% credits, but it also provides less subsidy per unit. Because of that, scale matters. This program isn't designed for small projects, it's designed for institutional scale developments. And that's where this connects to real projects I'm working on. On the project that I have going on right now, the 4% LIHTC is what makes the capital stack work. Without it, the debt load would be too high, rents would have to be higher, and the project simply wouldn't pencil out. With it, investor equity comes in, debt is reduced, and long-term affordability becomes viable. But this isn't some easy checkbox program. The 4% LIHTC comes with a lot of strings attached. Now, in exchange for the credits, developers agree to rent caps, income restrictions, annual audits, ongoing compliances, public oversight, and long-term affordability commitments. You're trading flexibility for stability. And nobody does this accidentally. And nobody does this without understanding the long-term responsibility. So why go through all of that? Because right now, the alternative is even worse. Construction costs have gone up, interest rates have gone up, but incomes have not kept pace. Now, without the 4% LIHTC program, many communities would see zero new affordable housing built. Not less, none. This is one of the few tools we have left that still works at scale. And yes, it's not perfect. I'll be honest, affordable housing development will test your patience, your spreadsheets, and sometimes your sanity. But when a project finally comes together and people move into stable housing, that's when you remember why the program exists. The 4% LIHTC isn't about politics, it's simply about math. It's a way to align private capital with public need. And while it's not the only solution, it's one of the most important tools we have right now. If this helped you understand 4% LIHTC better, hit the like button. If you want more behind the scenes development content, subscribe to the channel. And if you want me to break down a real 4% LIHTC deal, common mistakes developers make, or how these projects actually get approved, drop a comment below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.